The energy of today, I don't even know where to start. It is so potent, so full of energy. Okay, it's one of tension, it's one of insight. Okay, it's one of very rapid shifts that can either unsettle us completely or awaken us to new possibilities. Our conversations are going to be charged with emotion. Our emotion is charged. And we might find ourselves torn between the desire to act impulsively, but the need to think things through. In communication, it's going to be like a balancing act. And the desire for need and the desire to listen will totally clash in those communications. But that's also where the magic lies. If we can embrace this tension, we discover solutions that may have eluded us in the past. And there's this spark of brilliance that comes in. Okay, ideas, lots of ideas, seemingly out of nowhere. And they come in suddenly and they go just as quickly. They could illuminate the path that we don't even know existed, but are just right for us. We get unexpected insights through conversations, through dreams, even in quiet moments of reflection. So trust those little nudges, those inklings. They could hold the key to breakthroughs, especially in areas where you felt stuck. That's when the deep emotional truths will start to surface for you. Asking for acknowledgement, asking for healing, asking for release. So this is the time to dig deep, and not just for answers, but for the courage to speak, to act, and to love authentically. So join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery. We will gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy. And by the end of our time we spend together, my hope is that you have the tools to go forward with a confidence, a clarity, with love. So hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. Welcome to your daily focus, January the 23rd, 2025. So we have the energy of the 23 today. It's about believing in a higher power than ourselves, that if we go with the flow, we will end up in safe areas, productive areas, areas that will bring in abundance, growth, love, prosperity, whatever we are desiring in our life. 2 + 3 is a 5 energy, and that is about creating joy and giggles and laughter and happiness in your day-to-day experiences and the mundane, and find it in the mundane and get creative and allow your inner expression to shine. And 5 energies usually denote a sense of busyness. If we look at the daily numerology, 1 + 5 + 9 gives us a 15 energy. And that is understanding where we are tethered, where we are, things aren't in alignment with where we are going or who we are becoming. It could be old habits, old behaviors that we cling to, old scenarios, old environments where we have to make choices to step out of our comfort zones, perhaps, to embrace our power, to reclaim our power. And 1 + 5 is a 6. That is about our habits. That is about behaviors, understanding what works, what doesn't work, what has value, what doesn't have value, what moves us forward, what pulls us back. Our sun is in Aquarius, our moon is in Scorpio, and yesterday we talked about Mars sextiling Uranus. So if you didn't see that, that's part of today's, but I tried to break it down somewhat. But the more I got into today's, I thought, oh my goodness. We have a grand cross in the sky today. So what is a grand cross? A grand cross is a storm. It's intense, it's chaotic, it's undeniable. And yet, it holds the power to clear the air and lay the groundwork for new beginnings. And how do we do that? By staying adaptable. by practicing patience, by leaning into those challenges, we can emerge stronger, more self-aware, and ready to take on whatever comes next. Now, the Grand Cross has the moon as the pivotal planet, which is why I say our emotions will be extreme today, because moon is orchestrating all of this. Okay? And because it's the moon, this energy will come sweeping in. So we may feel this energy as we arise in the morning or shortly after breakfast. And then it'll peak midday, and then it'll fade into the evening. So it just comes in like a tornado and just right throughout the day. So if there was ever a day where we find part of our life upside down, this would be a day for it, okay? Our moon is opposite Uranus, and Mercury is opposite Mars. Okay, so Uranus is here, the moon is here. Okay, Mercury's up here, Mars is down here. Okay? And they're all sitting at roughly 23 degrees in the sky. So they make a cross in the sky. And if you join the tips, what do we have? We have a giant square of energy in the sky. And probably the most important thing we can do under this kind of energy is to step back to see the bigger picture. Okay, a grand cross can feel overwhelming because every corner of the universe is asking for our attention right now. Our moon is our emotion. Mercury, dreams, thoughts, communication, our voice. Mars, our drive, our warrior. Uranus, surprising us with the unexpected throughout it all. So we want to look at the whole puzzle, okay? Not the individual pieces. We want to see the big picture. So there's it's very potent energy for great tension, but also for great growth. So we may desire to protect our inner self, but we crave the feeling of wanting to step into our authentic self-expression. So, we're trying to protect ourselves. We don't want to get hurt. We don't want to get laughed at. We don't want to get ridiculed. But yet we want to allow our voice to be authentic going out there. We want to be authentic going out there. So we're pulled maybe in that way, or innovative ideas flashing in today. Absolutely. And there's a practicality to putting it all together by putting those ideas into actions. But life takes over very quickly and we're pulled somewhere else, and that innovative idea is gone forever. Or maybe we feel the need to act very impulsively, yet we hold back because of a fear, a limitation, an anxiety, some kind of hesitation is there holding us back. And in our relationships, conflicts. Yeah, the conflicts will happen, I think, between wanting that emotional intimacy, but also wanting that personal independence. So this conflict could be internal, this conflict could be external, or it could be both. So there's so many energies at play. We really need to take the time to pause before reacting to anything. Okay, we may feel pressure to act immediately, but please take the time to consider if our response is really from a place of clarity or emotion. And channel that emotion, okay? That because we will have intensity around our emotions today into some kind of creative activity-based, our reflective outfit. Put on a reflective outfit. That'll work. We'll all walk around like the Tin Man. Don't do that. But this is the time to paint that masterpiece, or go for a brisk walk, or just sit in quiet and reflect on your breath. We need to go with the flow on what happens in our world today. Yet, we don't want to be swept away by the current. So reflect on where in your life a bit of shakeup, it wouldn't necessarily hurt too much. And maybe choose a small change or two that you could make rather than let circumstances show up to force you upon it. Okay, so we most definitely could be pulled towards moving forward in an area of our life. And the unknown sends us back, okay? Then we throw our heads under the covers. because we want to keep things familiar. We want to keep things safe. We're not sure if we're ready for that, so we'll just go and hide and peek out and see if it looks a little safer. But by that time, it'll be gone with this kind of energy. Okay, we may have that great idea, but we throw it aside rather than allowing our time to write it down or to examine its true potential, because I think you'll see something in that idea that is like, oh my gosh. There's a huge pull and push between bold, authentic steps and how easily we can let emotion and fears and anxieties and limitations completely derail us in a heartbeat. So pay attention to that negative self-talk, the limiting beliefs you may have, where you doubt yourself. This energy asks us to stand strong, to believe in ourselves, to take those bold steps, to believe in something greater than ourselves. That's the 23 energy. And all this is happening. We have the 23 energy. All the planets are at 23 energy, making this grand cross, that giant square in the sky. Okay, we want our thoughts, our words, our actions to all work together in a harmony to create the life we want. And this is an exceptional time to get some of our ducks in a row here. Grand crosses are, a moment of intense possibility disguised as a huge challenge. And it might feel like you're standing in the center of like a spinning compass, and each point is pulling us in a different direction, asking us to choose which way to grow all at the same time. And yes, it could feel overwhelming, but this is our call to rise, to adapt, to innovate. It encourages deep emotional insight, a courage to act, to have that practical communication because we thought things through and we weren't allowing just emotion to run our lips and our tongue. This energy asks us to take bold leaps into the unknown. So rather than seeing this tension as conflict, consider it as a powerful alignment that is pushing us towards balance, pushing us towards harmony. And yes, each piece of the puzzle supports each other. Our emotions ground our decisions, our actions will find the focus, and our thoughts drive meaningful change. So remember, the energy of the Grand Cross isn't here to overwhelm us. It's here to show us how capable we truly are. So by embracing the challenge with an open mind, an open heart, we have a chance to step into a version of ourselves that is more resilient, more innovative, and we are truly aligned with our highest potential. Okay, we'll go to the cards. I know that was long, but it's a lot shorter than I thought I was going to do it. It must be this new necklace I got. Okay, so I'm a lover of shungite. Okay, it's from an asteroid that landed in Russia. You can only mine it in Russia. Okay, and I have like big rocks all over the place, in front of my screens, in front of my mics. Okay, there's shungite all over. I got smaller cubes. I don't think you can see it in here, but no, there's a lot of ice in there right now. But in my water, there's 5 of them. Once you get shungite, all you really have to do to recharge it is to put it, every so often in your windowsill during a full moon. That recharges the energy of the rock, so there's no timeline on the energy, but we get more used to the energy. So anyways, I was on Amazon and a couple of days ago, and I bought myself this, okay? So it's a nice polished piece of shungite. Okay, I've got the symbol of wealth on mine, and it lays right on my heart center. And I tell you, I mean, when I'm making a coffee now, I'm also cleaning a window. I'm waiting for the coffee to pour. I'm doing a small load of dishes. Like, I have so much energy. First of all, EMF, okay? It blocks all the EMF. So people usually get them for like as dabs on their cell phones, things like that. Oh my gosh, I didn't think I was going to go into a whole thing. Anyways, I'll leave the link below. But I'm less stressed. I'm more centered. I have more clarity. I have more energy. And if you do decide to get a necklace like this, take it off at night, okay? Because you'll never sleep, especially while you're trying to get used to the energy. Over time, you may be able to fall asleep with it on, but just because your body is now used to that energy a little bit more, but don't do it when you first get it. Okay, we're going to the cards, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. So yeah, must be my necklace. It's giving me a little bit more clarity and directness. I'm going to chalk it up to that. Our underlying energy for today, look at this. Oh, the Ten of Swords appears as our underlying energy for today. Well, that doesn't surprise me in the least. Okay, we feel beat up. Okay, there has been so much we've been through, and today kind of overwhelms us because it just seems like there's so much more to do. There's so much more to bring in alignment. I'm not strong here. I'm weak there. I need more here. I need less there. And we're going to feel these pushes and pulls, and our emotion is probably going to be a little off the chart. So watch that self-talk. But this is a 10 energy. This is new beginnings. This is new starts. This is being the trailblazer. So the sun is cracking through those clouds. We will feel its warmth. And as we do, we'll start to stand up again. We'll push ourselves up. Now, those swords behind you, they're not inside of you. Otherwise, there'd be a pool of blood in front of us. There is not. Those swords are behind us. They are our protection. That's our wisdom, our knowledge, our clarity, our understanding, our heart center, our compassion, our empathy that we all bring with us on our paths. And we slowly push ourselves up. We slowly dust ourselves off. And we straighten up and go forward. And I just got this voice in saying, we overcome the wreckage and we step out of it and we walk forward into the possibilities, the new beginnings, the new paths that lie before us. The Seven of Cups is back again in the first position. It's about gaining different perspectives. It's about seeing things under a new light. It's about being able to peek into those cups and see a little bit. We grab a cup, we don't know what's inside of it here, okay? This is really uncharted territory if you want to talk about it that way. But we have to be very careful on what paths we choose, what cups we choose to drink from. Some of them have our best life ever. Others of them may have our worst life ever. And if we pick too quickly, if we don't stop to think, is this decision being ruled on my clarity, on my knowledge, on my wisdom, or is it being emotionally driven? And the Nine of Swords is back again. I tell you guys, I clear these decks. Look at this energy we've got here today. But it's very much we have self-will here. We determine the outcomes. Okay, when the major arcana shows up, we don't get much say. Okay, with the minor arcana, we have a say. It depends on what we want to step into, where we want to put our focus, our time, our energy. And here we're worried. Here the blanket is off of us. We feel, this could be like you're looking towards your tomorrow and you almost dread it because you don't know what's going to happen. And so you don't feel the security. You don't feel like you've got all the answers. You don't feel like you're in control. And that alone is overwhelming. So it's about stop looking at all the little things. It's big picture time. Look at the big picture. Those are your thoughts. So And you have arms, so pull up that blanket. Know that you are safe. Know that you are secure. Know that you've got this. Know that you have so much more inside of you than you give yourself credit for. And if you allow it to start seeping out, you'll be amazed by how quickly things can come together in your world. But if you get hung up on all the little things that doesn't feel safe, it doesn't feel secure, I'm not sure, I don't know if I should take this step. What happens if? We'll start playing that game with the spiraling upwards. What happens if somebody likes my idea and they want to franchise it? What if I'm in 92 countries? What if I write my best-selling book to go with my franchise business? What if they make a movie about me? What if? What if? If you're going to put something out there for the universe to pay attention to, then why don't you make it as glamorous and beautiful as possible? They could figure out how glamorous and beautiful it'll be when it shows up for us. Who knows? They might just say, hey, let's watch the look on their face when we give them this. And the Five of Cups. Yeah, the Five of Cups. We hold that blanket around us. We think it's security. We think it's the warmth we need. It's doing its job, so we're okay with it. Because obviously there's a lot of things that we could have chosen that'd be warmer than that one blanket that we've got wrapped around us. Where do we truly find the warmth? By igniting that fire within us. So stop looking at the cups that are overturned, the things that didn't work out in your life, the things that you thought would be a lot better than they would be. Stop looking at those things. Stop. Those things are in the past. Turn around. Throw that blanket off. See those cups standing upright. The ones that are just waiting to be filled with your intentions, your dreams, your wishes, your desires, your goals. Okay. Be true to your heart. Flew right out of the deck, so I'm not going to argue. It's a beautiful card. I love the tones in it. A 26 energy. So 2 plus 6 is an 8 energy. The 8 energy is about growing our prosperity. Bringing in prosperity. I just love this artist. I just love the pictures within the pictures within the pictures. And I am showing it very well to you, but it's something to hold in your hand and just take a few moments to just breathe and look at what it's trying to show you. What's calling out to you and why. Okay, let's get the book. So, and as you know, I leave all the decks with a link to them in the description box. So if you like the decks, take a look at them for a minute. Absolutely. It's wonderful to be able to just sit there every morning and meditate for a few moments or just do some breathing exercises for a few moments and then pick a card for the day. And then meditate for a few more minutes on that message. It can really, how we start our day usually tells us what our day is going to be like. So if we stub our toe on the bed and that's the thing that starts our day, go back to bed, try again. In this moment, draw on the energies of harmony and union when making a choice. The current situation is best supported by using intuition and weaving it together with our intellect, but not just intellect. There may be difficult decisions to be made that are not necessarily about love. Consciously be aware of what interests you, what attracts your attention, what stirs your imagination, and what creates passion in your life. Do your best to ignore the persuasion of what others might think or say. Trust yourself and don't let your opinion be swayed. Once again, trusting ourselves, believing in ourselves, or believing in a higher power, and working in tandem with that higher power. That higher power working in tandem with you. We'll get an animal. Find your voice. And I mean, Mercury's doing a lot right now in the sky, which is our voice. We've talked about it. Mercury is talking to Mars and talking to the moon and talking to Uranus all at once and then asking for our input. Well, Uranus talks to Mercury and Mars and the moon and asks for our input. And Mars is talking to Mercury and the moon and Uranus and asking for our input. And I won't continue. Okay, frog, find your voice. Say no. Sing, express yourself. Sing your song, dance your dance, and tell your tale. Frog tells you it's time for you to find your voice. Saying no can be one of the most difficult words to speak, and yet Frog says that you have been putting too much pressure on yourself, allowing others to steal your time and exhaust your energy. You haven't vocalized your dissatisfaction with it. Instead, you have quieted your voice. And by saying no, you begin to make room for the things that you don't want in your life. And it's not easy. But the more you practice, the easier it does become, and the more empowered you feel each and every time. You may have been keeping frustrations inside of you that need to be spoken. It could be a friend that has hurt you, a spouse who isn't listening to you, a boss or coworker who's not respecting you. It is now time for you to vocalize your feelings in order to remove the emotion. You may want to begin writing. Oh gosh, frog is long. Writing down what you want to say. Practice saying it out loud, and that's a perfect thing to do on an energy like today. Look at yourself in the mirror while you speak words of truth. Can you see within your eyes how much this is damaging to your soul and spirit? Do you see the hurt start to rise? The hint of not believing, having doubts about what you're telling yourself about yourself. Healing will eventually come from Frog assisting you in finding your voice. Frog reminds you to put on some music and sing. It can be in your home, it can be in your car. Sing as loud as you can, fun or sad. It doesn't matter, just express yourself by singing. Your throat chakra may be blocked. Put your right hand on your throat and envision a blue light circling and swirling, healing the fears that surround you. Maybe you've always wanted to be on stage, a Broadway show, possibly a stand-up comedy act. Embrace Frog in helping you find the voice within you that may be shaky right now, but will turn steady and strong the more you practice your art. There are no restrictions. And there is definitely no limitations. So, as overwhelming as this energy is, the more we try to embrace it, the more we invite in change in our life, the more we will get the realizations, the aha moments, the epiphanies, those great ideas will come sweeping in. And we create a brand new path on which to walk. One that moves us towards our dynamic self, our best life ever. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.